I'm having some debates, comment debates in an old video about perception. And the thing is that as a materialist, I believe that the intent relativity of defining existence as things you interact with, it's based on a physical interaction, a material interaction. But that won't change the fact that if you dig down to how we know anything, including logic, etc., and you find the data and you trace the data back, it all comes to perceptions. Scientific experiments is because you can experience the experiment and take measurements, get your facts, and you do this through a subjective process where the information is delivered to us, to our conscious or even subconscious mind as perceptions. All right. And then they love to go, oh, you're making your bed. But you can logically deduce. You can't logically deduce anything that makes you second guess perceptions. Because you use perceptions to figure out your logic, to figure out any inference rule, anything. It's all from perceptions. We can look at the brain, if we're materialists, as an organic, mechanical, material, physical thing, and we can easily deduce the kind of limits. It doesn't have the capacity for infinite knowledge, for example. So we have to stick with perceptions. It's not a faith in perceptions, it's a discovery that this is where the data comes from, right? And then this whole, I think, well, there has to be an object because you need an object to perceive. No, you guys just don't know enough about epistemology, about what you're talking about. Objects are atomic things with inherent properties. It's a model, an idea from logic of a way to model stuff in the world. Well, we now know there is no atomic things with inherent properties. There's systems, and their so-called inherent properties are merely behavioral properties of the system. So this logic of saying, well, we have to have an object, a thing that's been hypothesized but never found to really exist, this abstract thing from logic that's indivisible and has its thing in itselfness, you have to have one of those in order to do the perception. No, maybe there's something else. Maybe, you can't deduce the law of cause and effect. You think you have, and then you find that the world doesn't fit that, and you go, oh, nothing really has a cause. Well, we figured out how it has to be, and it's not that way. Therefore, we don't exist. No, that's not how reason works. Reason works from the data that you have. You have to explain the data you have. You come up with an explanation, find out that doesn't apply, and then go, oh, I guess it doesn't happen. No, it's time to go back to the drawing board. And this isn't complicated. I don't even consider this ideological. If I discuss things with people one-on-one, there is nobody that could deny that all the information they get comes as information, which we call perceptions. Sense perceptions, emotional perceptions, perceptions of memory, perceptions of mood, perceptions of bodily state. That's all the information we get. There is no doing reasoning without information. QED.